Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the LTR visa yet again. For those who are unaware, this is the so-called long-term residence visa. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but to be clear, and this is for those who are watching this channel the first time or just seeing this video for the first time, the so-called LTR visa is not a long-term residence visa in the true sense of the word. It does not confer permanent residence in Thailand. Permanent residence in Thailand is a different type of status covered under a different section of the law in Thailand. Meanwhile, it does grant supposedly a 10-year visa. It is granted in 5-year increments. It is granted, and it has a great deal of scrutiny associated with it. I've made a number of videos on this channel. Those who are interested, just go to the search function in the channel, type in LTR, and you'll get a number of videos I've made on this topic. A question posed to me by somebody the other day was, what happens when the LTR expires? Do you just can you get another one? The answer is, I don't know yet, quite frankly. We're just not there. This thing is new. It's similar to the OX retirement visa when it first came out. It was like, well, what are the regulations? How's this going to work? And it took a while for that to all kind of shake out. My guess, and let me be clear, it's speculation. I'm guessing here. But my guess is, if a person gets into this status and expires, presumably it may be possible to go ahead and get another one and then essentially just kind of keep going that way. Now, again, we've seen these things kind of come and go, and whether or not the LTR is sort of in wide usage 10 years from now, it's really hard to say because, look, at the end of the day, 10 years ago, so going back to late 2012, early 2013, the Thai immigration system was a totally different animal. I mean, we were talking back then, people were still pretty much able to one degree or another use tourist visas to kind of live in Thailand. You know, a lot of people were living in Thailand using education visas. That's radically changed. Then we saw the crackdowns in 2017. We saw the changes to the retirement visa protocols that were brought in by Big Joke when he came in. So who's to say what things look like in 10 years? Now, that said, for those who are kind of worried about, the long-term implications of this, you might want to go ahead and look at standard, especially the sort of what I would call the standard non-immigrant visas, especially the ones that are mentioned specifically in the Immigration Act of '79, things like the standard business visa. Yes, there is an other category mentioned. Retirement is not mentioned explicitly. That came about as a result of ministerial regulations. Now, that said, we've had that visa category since I think the 80s, and it's been widely used since the 90s and it's continued to be used. So I don't think that there's a lot of risk long-term that we're going to see the retirement visa sort of fall by the wayside. But the thing to take away from this video is, I don't know what 10 years from now we're going to be looking at with respect to the LTR visa.